Platinum is pumping 60 US dollars overnight, looking very interesting here. Can it beat silver over the long term? We'll take a look at the platinum to silver ratio today. We'll also take a look at all the other regular charts we do, gold, Bitcoin, crypto, the other markets. I'll take chart requests if I have that. No specific topic of the day other than this wonderful potential platinum beating silver thing. It's got a number of hurdles to get over, so we'll take a look at the larger macro chart as well. And yeah, we'll just shoot the breeze with my wonderful Good Morning Stackers family. If you're watching this on the replay, use the time codes below to go to your favorite part. But if you're watching live, you get to enjoy every single thing we do here at Good Morning Stackers. I told you, it gets higher every single time, including my hair, which I absolutely need to get a haircut today. With me, Joe Main, coming to you live on X and on YouTube right now from Melbourne in Australia. But we first do what I have dubbed the synchronized slurp. You grab a tasty beverage, I grab my tasty beverage. Whatever you're drinking, could be what I'm drinking, non-fluoridated water. Tasty. Or whatever you're drinking, let me know in the comments right now. And we slurp them synchronously together. It is the bonding tool of all bonding tools. We slurp around the world. Here we go. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. I'm in much better spirits today. Did anyone check out yesterday's show? If you did not check out yesterday's show, it was a bit more of a somber one for a couple of reasons. But yeah, let me move this out the way. Come on, man. I won't give away the kind of stuff that I talked about in the second half of the show, but some people would find it very interesting. The show is brought to you by, I should say, Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au, and Mastering the Markets, masteringthemarkets.com. Come on, left side of hair. Get with the program with my right side of hair. I am Joe Main, your random Aussie dude. I've been a stacker of precious metals since 2010, stacker of silver. I've stacked crypto, Satoshis, since 2013. I stack silver, I stack Satoshis. I love stacking skills, and so do you. Talent stacking different things to bring them all together to do what I can do for you and everyone else. And yeah, I build this lovely community here. Speaking of said community, we'll get to the topic of the day, the platinum silver thing, in just a moment. But I, of course, have to speak to my amazing GMS family. I am going to, at the same time, quickly show you over here. Give me 1 second. I haven't figured out the best way to do this without the what's the word I'm looking for? Without the theme song. But give me 1 second. What I need to do is actually pre-plan this. That would be much better. Live on X right now. Let's do it together. Ready? Platinum pumping. Can it beat silver? We'll go, it's Good Morning Stackers. We'll pop that there. Thanks for your patience. We'll go gold and BTC analysis. Sure, why not? And we'll go, let's go some Toshi. Sure. Anyone else? Any others I should go? Let's go, I don't know, ETH, XRP 2. Let's do that. Sure. There we go. Cool. And can you follow me over on X, please? x.com/it's Joe Main would be wonderful. I also really want you to follow me at facebook.com/the Joe Main. Let's go back, do some shout outs, people. Morning, Joe. He's the first one in. Morning, Joe.
Morning, Jason. It's good to see you.
Let's see. Morning, Stackers. Silver Fox. Good morning, Stackers. Good to see you. GMS says Pete repeat. GMS Y'all says CT from the Lone Star State in Texas. I don't know where Sam is at the moment. Has anyone seen Sam from Liberty Bullion? As you know, I worked with Sam at Bullion Now. I was Bullion Now's first employee. He joined, maybe like a year and a half into it, 2 years into it. So I trained him up, and now Sam's doing his wonderful Liberty Bullion dealership, doing great guns over there. I just saw some photos of him. I might not have been in Texas, but he's in the States at the moment with a whole bunch of pew-pew. I'm insanely jealous. But one day I will get to Texas, CT. You and I will go to a range. Oh, yeah. Hazza says GMS, Chat Mum, Tony Peterson, Synchronized Slurp, get that haircut, less homeless look. I don't look homeless. I look amazing. Morning, all. Finally, a chance to get a full live episode in. Life is hectic. Oh, yeah, it really is. Luke Kabasi, great to see you again, my friend. Hello, listening through the speakers while I set up for my wedding on the weekend. Well, I feel privileged. I wonder how does the missus feel about you listening to random podcasts while you should be setting up for your wedding? Can I tell you, man, I have played at a countless number of weddings. I cannot tell you how many. I can't count them. Can't count them. And weddings are a great thing. Tell me more about your wedding. I like to know the details. Don't tell us where it is, but is it outdoor? Is it indoor? You're doing the bridal dance. You're doing this. All that. And why didn't you hire me and my band for your wedding, young man? Have you got a DJ? No, that's okay. If you have a DJ, that's cool. I do prefer live bands, though. Obviously, shepherd scale on the intro. Shepherd scale on the intro. I don't know what that means. The left not working for you today, Joe. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, the left normally doesn't work for me at all. Morning, Tony. Congratulations, Luke. Yes, on the wedding. Absolutely. Let's see. Joe Pete, Sam is in the US. Yes, he is. Should have had Joe as the wedding singer. Yeah, man. My band, man. I was just thinking that. Yes, exactly. But I don't know where. We travel, but we might not travel that far. Depends where you are in the world. Luke, or what part of Australia you're in. What else? No, I think that's probably about it. Let's do some platinum silver talk. I will probably be using this as a separate little excerpt. So you're going to get a little cut take. Ready? Platinum is pumping. Can it beat silver over the long term? Today we're going to take a look at the platinum to silver ratio. Both are highly undervalued still versus gold. So gold's had its big run, okay? And where gold tends to go, it's gone out of its accumulation phase. It's had its first public participation phase. Silver and platinum will go over the long term as well. But it just looks like right now platinum is starting to, not quite yet, but it just might be starting to outperform silver. So we're going to take a look at that chart right now. So which one would be better to be in? Look, I'll give you the answer at the start. Probably both is a great idea, at least versus gold. Have some silver, have some platinum, but definitely have some platinum. Because let's take a look at the chart as well. I recently made a video, which is still doing really well on YouTube, called Platinum is Dying. Here's why you should buy some. Here's why you should buy it. And we shared the platinum price, but let's take a look at the platinum to silver ratio. Please follow me on x.com/it's Joe Main. That's the platinum price. I just want to show you very quickly. It pumped around about $60 overnight. Okay, so let's see. In the last 24 hours, we went from about 995 to, about 1,060. So a little bit over $60 US. This is, again, the platinum fiat dollar. Nasty, disgusting fiat dollar price. But you can see it's making another play to break out. Doesn't mean it will now, but the more times you knock on this door right here, it's around about your 1100 kind of mark, the more likely it is to be taken out. I'll get rid of all this stuff for you, just so you can see a little bit easier. And I'll show you on the quarterly time frame. I did show this yesterday to my subscribers. And I said yesterday, platinum is so close to breaking out, and we really are. So it's looking very good. Could this happen in the next week, in the next couple of weeks, where we break through around about, you want to see 1100 roughly break in order to say, oh yeah, I think we're out of the accumulation phase and we're into the public participation phase. That's very good news for the platinum price, right? Because you want it to break through this trend line. Now, I probably don't have that drawn in really well. If you want, you could take it from, not that one, you could take it from this peak over here. See that one right there? You could put it through there, and you could say that's the major trend line. If you took it from here, you could say, oh, that's definitely broken, but that was a while ago. So you take it from this one and you go, okay, so we're nearly there, nearly at the breakout phase, okay? Then the question becomes, okay, what's it doing versus the other precious metals? Let's take a look at it versus silver, and something very interesting is happening right now. We're not out of the woods yet, okay? But let's just take a look at it right here. This is the platinum to silver ratio. As this number goes up, platinum is outperforming silver. As this number goes down, silver is absolutely killing platinum. As you can see, over the last, good number of years, we're talking 2003, so 22 years. platinum has been dying. And this is what I've been talking about with that other video I did, platinum is dying. It has been dying versus silver and versus gold, okay? Is it now just starting to wake up? We're showing some signs, okay? But silver, totally killing platinum over that time. Way better idea to be in silver between there and here. Now, let's pop on, this is the 3 monthly time frame, the quarterly. Let's pop on to the monthly and see what's happening down here. Okay, we're definitely not out of the woods to say 100% platinum is going to outperform silver in the long run, but we're just starting to potentially show some signs here, okay? So you can see here on the monthly time frame, I'm going to take it down to the weekly. There we go. This is the one I want to show you. Here's the weekly time frame, platinum to silver ratio. From all I'm learning from wonderful people such as the people at Mastering the Markets, masteringthemarkets.com, talk about bullish divergences, changing of market structure, etc., getting into the zag zone and Fibonacci and all that. Now, I've been a amateur technical analyst for a long time. I've been using Fibonacci and trend lines and all that kind of stuff, but I'm learning a lot, even just being part of the Mastering the Markets community. Haven't even started one of their courses yet, okay? But let's take a look here. What do I notice? And tell me, if you're better at this than I am, tell me what you're noticing that might be something different, or tell me if there's a bit of confluence going on with your opinion as well. On the weekly time frame, you can see what I think is probably the pivot point right here now. Okay, so from this low here on the platinum to silver ratio on the weekly time frame and this low, you've got this lower low, this downtrend line. Now, what do you notice with the relative strength index, the oscillator? It's doing the opposite thing. It is diverging from this. So lower low, but look here, it's a higher low on the weekly. So for me, that sets up a potential, very potential, if this is the pivot point, if this is the low, it's almost in, I would say, to be the low. But if that is, that sets up a potential very bullish divergence on the platinum to silver ratio. What we're noticing here, now we're talking, that's the divergence thing. Now we need to talk about a change of market structure. What are we talking about there? Let's have a look. Again, this is only going back till around about, we're only going back to March of 2021. Actually, I can show you all the way back to, I think I can do it all the way back here pretty much. Yeah, no, from around about, no, it's probably from around about, no, around about here. Okay, so around about 2022, you've noticed we've been on a very obvious decline, okay? And I'll show you on the weekly time frame. So we're going to show you lower highs and lower lows. They're pretty obvious. Okay, let me get you my brush tool out. So you can see very clearly lower highs, and lower lows. Lower low, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high than that, an equal high. So it wasn't a higher high, okay? It was an equal high, right? Let me just pop in a little bit closer for you so you can see. Right, then another lower high. This is what a decline is, okay? Lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, a little bit of kind of equaling there, still lower high on the weekly, lower low. Then you've got a lower high again, so it's lower than this one, okay? Then you've got a lower low right there. I'm going to pop it onto the daily for you, if you can see that a little bit better. Let me go here and here. We might, and this is where we're coming up to a point here, where we might be changing market structure here. And I would call it right here, technically. Now, other people might say this isn't the right place to call it. They might not think right here at this ratio level of 32.3 something. I would call it that because, see, that was a lower high. Okay, now what have you got here? That's at least on the daily time frame, you've got a higher low there, and it looks like we have formed so far a higher low. But if you look on the weekly, we're almost punching through, and this is why I say we're almost there. We haven't confirmed it yet, but this is what I would call the change of market structure. If we punch through here, even a tiny little bit, technically on the weekly time frame, that would be, and even if it heads back down here, if it peaks above here, right here, about 32.3 something, that is a higher low on the weekly time frame. The first higher low since all the way back to January, and actually not even a higher low, because that was an equal high to that one. But since 2022, this would form what I believe would be the first higher low. So it's looking very interesting here. If you can pump just above here, look at the difference there. Okay, that would be a higher low, a higher high, sorry, on the weekly. I keep saying higher low, a higher high on the weekly. Then, if you punch through there, and then if you find any support level between here and here, that's forming a higher low. So that would be a pretty much confirmed change of market structure in the short term. Okay, so I think potentially if we can close this week or next week or in the next couple of weeks above here, we have a peak somewhere, call it probably, I'd imagine here at this previous ratio, anywhere up to here, okay? And then you'll have a retrace as you do. As long as we do this, higher high, and then a higher low off there, that's looking really interesting. And then if you break back through the market structure again, if you do something like that, I would say it's game on for the shorter term for platinum versus silver. Or you could do the following, which is, let's say you came up higher for some reason, don't know why, but then you find that as support. That's really good there, bounces off there, and then you cross through there. Then that's looking really good. That's a very good setup for platinum versus silver. Now, I'll show you, this is on the shorter term. We have a longer term hurdle to get over. Let me get rid of all this higher low, lower high stuff, okay? That's number one. So I would expect if we do the following, where we do break the market structure and it confirms in one of two ways, either does that thing or it does something like that, but then crosses back through here, makes the lower low, and then through there, we're probably heading up to the zag zone, okay? And this is where you would see the major area of resistance on the way up potentially through. So you'd have to get through here. And that's between 36.5 and 41.5 roughly. If you can start clearing through this level here, then that's looking very good. And we'll say on the more macro time frame, on the monthly, now on the monthly, let me show you here, when still in a decline. Okay, so monthly still in a decline for sure. So there's nothing saying yet that we are 100%, platinum's going to kill silver over the longer term. This could be, if we change market structure on the weekly time frame, we could certainly just come up into this zone here and then reject somewhere here. And let's say you reject the top end here at that 41.5. Okay, what would that do? Okay, well, that would just form another, that's a high there, and that's just another lower high. Okay, so then you've got a lower low on the monthly, lower low on the monthly, higher low, lower low. Ignore all the stuff that I say. And then you would have to see what happens from there. Okay, then you would want to find, well, you don't want to make another lower low, and that's down in months and months and months away. I would suggest, though, have a look at this on the monthly time frame as well. What do you notice? Lower low on the monthly, you got to say now that's probably the pivot point. And also on the monthly time frame, gee, what do you know? Lovely, looking to be bullish divergence on the monthly time frame as well. So all signs to me at the moment point to a very potential bullish change of market structure for platinum against silver. Okay, I just showed you that shorter term weekly thing that we need to go over, which could push the ratio up to here. Then I would suggest if we get up to here, maybe you find resistance somewhere here, pick a number, whatever. As long as we come back down and we make a higher low, and then you do that, oh, Nelly, it is on like Donkey Kong for platinum versus silver. So that's over the macro. Then you can go, oh man, we have really changed market structure to a bullish change on the monthly time frame. So that's when you would say, crossing around about there-ish, okay, give or take, is very bullish for platinum versus silver. So what does this mean? Of course, you could be in one or the other, and silver could be going through the roof, could be on its way to $50, breaking $50, getting into price discovery and all that. It's just that platinum could be outperforming it. You never know. So that's why it's very important to watch ratios, okay, to which one might be the better one to be in. On balance of probability, for me, I'm going to be getting back into silver again. Of course, I have my core stack of silver. But with my investment stuff, my portfolio, I'll be getting more into silver, and I'll be doing a much more heavy platinum this time around because I like the look of this. I just need to see it close above at least first that little level right here. Let's close the week above there, and that's a good sign. Then get above there, and then break that, and that's just an amazing sign. So, can platinum beat silver? Yes, it absolutely could. You never know, right? Again, everyone might be talking about, and this is the thing, everyone might be talking about silver. Silver, the next best thing. They've been talking about gold, then they'll start talking about silver because it'll probably do a bit of a run beforehand. And then what's the one they're not talking about? Platinum. Cool? So have a think about that. Bullish divergence, which looks like it to me on the weekly. Bullish divergence on the monthly. Very much looking like it, ticking back up. You went into extremely oversold on the monthly time frame, and now you found support basically at the bottom end right there, the sort of the normal trading range. Very interesting for platinum versus silver. Let me know your thoughts. Are you bullish on platinum versus silver? You must be bullish on both, but do you reckon platinum can do it? I think it can. Okay, we just need to see that. So that is the platinum versus silver topic for today. Let me know in the comments what you think, and then we'll take a look at all the other stuff that we take a look at. Let's get your comments right now. You are watching Good Morning Stackers, the week daily live show. And an announcement on that. No, actually, I'll come back to that. Let's see. Hello, everyone. Smack that GMS fam, that like GMS fam. Yes, please. So Luke on the wedding thing. Haha, it's a farm wedding at my main shed on a hill over the mountains. I have a live band. Good boy. Thank you. Thank you for keeping live music alive. Might be a bit far. I'm in North Queensland, west of Cairns. Where the U2 band that I'm in, which, I'm a Bono and a U2 tribute, as well as my own cover band, Weddings and Corporates. We're going to be in Cairns this year, actually. We're going all the way to Cairns. But yeah, to hire my band to fly, my wedding band to fly all the way up to Cairns is going to be a bit exy. Jason Ashworth says, Shepherd, you talked about the Shepherd thing. Shepherd scale or Shepherd tone is an auditory illusion that creates the impression of a constantly rising or falling pitch, even though underlying sound is actually looped. Okay, I just don't remember the context in which we were talking about that, but you'll tell me, and then I'll go, oh yeah, that's what we're talking about. Did you ask for silver as wedding presents? You should. You're doubly blessed, Luke, living in paradise with your lady love. Yes, just for the musician. Joe should know that. What should I know? About the Audible thing? About the Shepherd stuff? Let's see. He's just a singer, knackers. Oh, you son of a bee. He's just a singer. Ooh, fix the hair at the back there. Just a singer. 3-year degree was great value for money. What are main user for platinum? Store of wealth or industrial use? Yes, catalytic converters. But, will that be lasting that long? Electric vehicles and stuff. I don't know how much platinum is in electric vehicles. Not sure. But yes, catalytic converters. Platinum, the cheaper white gold option. I do agree on that. Joe plays guitar as well. I actually do play a little bit of guitar. I play a little bit of piano as well. I played saxophone in high school. Hi, tardy, but lots of discounts to be had for entry. Now we're talking about different stuff. Shame on me for thinking about investing in any new projects. But Truthcoin was released on Solana maybe 12 hours ago. Oh, no. You want me to take a look at Truthcoin, don't you? At what point will it be good to swap silver for platinum? Okay, well, that's a good question. So I wouldn't suggest swapping anything out. Don't do some swaps. I would just suggest that if you've got new dry powder, new fiat, dirty fiat currency to spend, and you've been doing it all in silver, maybe consider, some of your next purchases to be platinum instead. Again, looking at those levels, got to get over those levels, right? It's looking very good though at the moment. But if you were asking, at what point would it be good to swap? At what point would it be good to swap silver for platinum? I would say once you have a pretty confirmed change of market structure, okay, to say over the longer term. Now, if you wanted to play, again, this is all this stuff here. If you wanted to play it in the short term, you could, but then you're dealing with changing over physical. There's a lot of cost involved, right? The cost of transfer. You've got to take the silver to your bullion dealer. You've got to swap it for platinum. You've got to deal with the selling at spot price at only 2 bullion dealers, by the way. So you've got to selling at the different prices, then buying back with the spot plus the premium for the platinum. Okay, so if you wanted to, you could play this ratio, but let's see what that ratio is. If you've got a bullish change of market structure here, someone might take a position and do that. That's only and it sounds terrible to say only, it's only a 30% increase in your stack, and that's not including fees. So I probably wouldn't worry about it there. I wouldn't be swapping my silver for platinum on a bullish change of market structure here to play it for 30% extra, because it could absolutely reject here. Completely could reject, because on the monthly, you're still in a massive downtrend. It just looks like things are setting up for potential turnaround. And I'll show you why it's still more a potential turnaround. This is the bonus section. Have a look at the relative strength index here on the previous lower lows. Okay, let me show you here. This is why it's really setting up for me to be quite good. Look at this. That's on the monthly time frame. That's a big low. I'm going to show you on the quarterly. I can do it to you on the quarterly. I'll do it for you on the quarterly. Ooh, quarterly might be a bit different. Ooh, at least on the monthly. If you take a look at these big lows here, right? That low here and that low there. Okay, have a look. Right there, lower low, and technically lower low. Okay, this was all in confluence right here. Yeah, that's not really a pivot, but you could say that was a higher low and that was a higher low there, right? So that's a lower low and a lower low. That's confluence, okay? So there's no change of trend. But look at the difference between here. Lower low, higher low. Something is happening. Something's diverging. That's why I do think it will probably do it over the longer term. But my point was, why would you... Yeah, I wouldn't swap now for a 30% move. You'd want to see this. Come up to there, probably form a lower high, come back down, form a higher low, right? Form a higher low at around that kind of area there. Then if you come back and break through here, so you've got that lower low, you got that high there. This is really annoying. Sorry, let me get rid of all of this for you so you can see a little bit better. Not the rectangle. Do something like this, my friends. That, pick a point where it is, and then if you break that, game on. Game on. That's where I would be highly considering either swapping silver for platinum or just really getting in platinum in a massive way. There. You might want to do it down here. It's up to you, buy over the long term. But that would spell, look at that, okay? That would spell very good news, okay? On the quarterly, that's on the quarterly time frame too. You make a higher high there, the first high on the quarterly. Oof, chef's kiss, right? Anyway, that's going back to there. No, not that one. I want you. Well, I did it. Did Truthcoin rug in that time that you were talking about it? That's crypto for you. At the beginning, I see. At the beginning of the show, you say intro is getting higher and higher. Okay, now I know what you're talking about. Thank you for the explanation.
Me, big dumb guy, what you talking about?
The big question, as my crystal ball isn't working, when is silver going to wake up? We'll take a look at the silver price in just a second. By June 30. Says Tony. Listen to Tony, man. She's got the goods. Always on top of things, Gerald. You are always on top of things, my friend. Cool. We've been speaking about a lot of bullion-y kind of stuff. So if you want to buy bullion, which you do, of course you do. You want to buy silver, you want to buy gold, etc. Head over to Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au, the greatest bullion dealer in all of Australia. You know I mean that very, very sincerely. Free shipping when you buy 20 or more items. That's it. Not 20 of one thing. No, 20 or more items. So you can mix and match. 1 of this, 2 of that, 3 of that, 4 of that. And you get free shipping Australia-wide, sign on delivery, all that good stuff. Sometimes it's next day delivery depending on where you are and how quickly you pay. I've heard of multiple people saying, I bought on a Tuesday, I paid on the Tuesday, they received payment on the Tuesday, they shipped it out on Tuesday, I got it on Wednesday. Okay, it doesn't always work out like that, but some people have been absolutely floored by the shipping times, by the processing times, etc. So they are the best. They've got a great range. They also have the best prices. No joke, because they have a guarantee. Let me go back here. Look at this. They have if I can hover there. No, it doesn't. Why doesn't that? If I hold it, maybe it will. They have guaranteed, no, it doesn't. Price match promise. If you can find something on their website that's in stock, cheaper at another major bullion dealer that's also in stock, they'll match the price. If it's cheaper over there, send them a message and they'll price match. They're the only business in Australia that has two business policies that no other bullion dealer has, which is they price match as part of business policy. They also have free shipping, which no other bullion dealer does. Contact your bullion dealer and say, why aren't you doing free shipping? These guys have been doing it for ages now. Come on, it's a thing now. Let's go, people. So perthbullion.com.au. Speaking of precious metals, let's take a quick look at gold, silver, and then we'll get to Bitcoin and crypto. Crypto, dude. Let's see. You are watching Good Morning Stackers. Interesting. Cool. All right. Here is gold on the daily time frame. US dollars, 3,291-ish. It was looking good, wasn't it? It was looking good for that move. We were saying yesterday, excuse me, once we broke, we came down to that very clear what was going to be. It seemed to be some kind of support level. We found it exactly. I did say, though, we needed to clear, and we have. We needed to clear at least right here and get into the zag zone. Okay, we need to close 3,250, I think I said it was. We're now at 3,290. This is good news so far. We're not out of the woods yet. We have to clear right here, 3,320 US dollars roughly. Get out of the zag zone through there and just follow the stuff I did yesterday. Get through there and then we'll start talking potential higher highs for gold. Do I think this is the start of the next full-on run? Not necessarily. Okay, you can have still a bit of a peak and then the longer consolidation, but we don't know, right? We don't have a crystal ball. But getting through 3,320 would be at least a good start. Okay. Doing that, clear there, and then we'll talk, bounce off there, and then we'll talk about, potential new all-time high. Okay? Great to see it, though, above and in this zone. Just got to clear there. That's all I was trying to say, and I said it multiple times, just in different ways. That's gold. Looking good so far, and don't break through 3,100. Don't break through here. Don't break through there at 3,200. If you break 3,200, you'll do something probably like that, and down to maybe 3,000-ish, okay? That'll be a pretty quick, actually I won't say that, but you'd be looking around about there at your 3,000-ish kind of value. Let's take a look at silver. Because someone did ask, what does silver need to do? Very simple. It's been holding really well. Silver is looking good here, okay? Platinum is looking good here. Silver is looking good here. And both silver and platinum are looking good against gold. And we just talked about platinum's looking potentially even better against silver, okay? But here is silver. Great to see. It's respecting very well the 0.382 from this low and this high. That's very bullish. We just need to see it crack through there. That's it. Crack through 33.70. And then I would say you're going to be making a play for 35. And I would say if you crack through here and you do that, that times the charm. So this is what I believe. I could be wrong, okay? You crack through there and hold above it, at least on a daily time frame, preferably a weekly. Then I'd say, okay, we're going to be breaking 35 really quickly. It could be in the next few weeks, okay? A couple of weeks. You break 35, then basically, look, number will go up and down, but then you're basically on your way to the previous all-time high, which I don't have drawn in for the moment. Why don't I have that? All that. Let me get rid of all that. You don't want to see all this junk. Okay, fib retracement, I'll get rid of you. Let me show the longer term time frames. Okay, no, that's all that. That would be, that's from that high and that low. I don't want that one. We'll give you the biggie. Let's give you the big one. No, there's a lot. There we go, 1980s Fibonacci. There you go. Then you'll be talking the $50 level. Okay, that's on its way. So you break that 35. Let me go to the monthly time frame, show you the real big boss, the real big stuff here. Okay, the big boy. This is the silver price going all the way back to 1980. It is in logarithmic scale. As you all know, and if you're just joining us though, massive cup, massive handle, is going to break at some point, barring Black Swan event or something that we can't see, obviously, which is the Black Swan event. It's on its way onwards and upwards. We just clear that final boss of 35, then we're making our play for 50. Once we make our play for 50, It will cross. Triple tops aren't a thing. They're not a thing. One test in 1980, the only asset in all of the world that is still underneath its 1980 price. It's never broken its 1980 price. That is the only asset in the world that still exists today that did exist in 1980 that hasn't broken its 1980 price. Okay, massively market manipulated. We all know that for the various reasons. Some are pretty obvious. Some a bit of maybe a bit of conspiratory stuff. But whatever, it's going to break. Okay, once we do that, sky's the limit, and we're talking triple digit silver, $300 silver, $400, I think anywhere up to $700 silver in, a longer period of time. We're looking really good. So final boss, 35. Get up to 50, probably a little bit of, might just scare people, go, oh, it's a triple top, and then it breaks through and just goes great guns, okay? That's what needs to happen for silver to start its massive run, at least break through that 35 right there. Then we're looking really good. That is silver, highly, highly bullish on it in the longer term. We did platinum already. Rhodium, I don't need to show you right now. Gold to silver ratio is still around about that 100 level, and I don't want to show you anything else to do with precious metals unless I show you very quickly SIL, the silver miners, but we might talk about that on a different day. No, let's go to Bitcoin and crypto. Any chart requests, let me know. Ooh, Mama Cass. Oh, okay. Alrighty. Ooh. Interesting. Okay, cool. Let's do Bitcoin and general crypto. Here is Bitcoin on the monthly time frame. Cool. Let's go to the macro. 106,946 US dollars using the Bitstamp exchange price on the tradingview.com website. Cool. Looking interesting. As I said yesterday, we've got this long-term uptrend line. Okay, we made a play for it. We broke back down. We broke back up. It's unlikely. Look at this. Look at it. It's unlikely, and it can happen, but it's unlikely that it's unlikely that we don't at least have a test of the previous all-time high. So that's only about $2,000 from here. You do have to be wary of the bearish divergence, which I've been saying, which on the monthly time frame, if we come up to here and then it starts ticking over, then you've got a potential higher high and then a lower high on the relative strength index. But on balance of probability, probably heading higher at this stage. When you look at it on the macro time frame, let's pop into the more micro. Here's the weekly. Weekly is it faked us out. Bitcoin loves to do a good old fake out, so it's sort of consolidating at near all-time highs. That's a good sign. We're now in green for the week so far, and I think a push up to 109 this week. Next week is probably quite likely. Anything can happen in the Bitcoin price, though, of course. On the daily time frame, we haven't broken out on the relative strength index, broken back above. So you need to watch out here for a potential bearish divergence. Okay, so we're not out of the woods. Okay, let me get rid of all that. So we haven't found our potential pivot point just yet, but if we start doing that, and then that doesn't cross there, and that does that, ooh, bearish divergence. Okay, that means potentially coming up to here and turning over, which it can do, okay? And then on the longer term, if that were to happen, now I'm just spitballing here, so take everything I say with a grain of salt, okay? But you would need to find massive support. So if we did something like this, we tick up to the all-time high or a little bit above the all-time high, grab some liquidity and head back down, and this becomes bearish divergence, then you would really need to see support kick in, and that would be somewhere between probably here and wherever that high is. So pick the high, then you'd be going, okay, it needs to find support at, this level here. Now, I would say, isn't that interesting? I've done that around about 110, 111. That kind of lines up with, I'm going to make let's see, there. I'm trying to pick something here. Okay. If we are going to do, I'm going to make a little prediction. If we do find that this is bearish divergence, and if we do have a liquidity grab up in here in the all-time high, I'm going to suggest it's going to happen. Look at this, just look at the number and forget it, set and forget it, and maybe come back to it later. If that happens, I think we would liquidity grab at around about 112,000, and I'm going to say specifically 111,850, roughly, give or take a couple of $100. That's where I think we would do it. Why am I saying that? I'm just literally using Fibonacci in hindsight to match up with levels. So I'm going to match that there at the 0.5. I'm matching that there at the 0.382. I'm also matching it here. See that level right there? I'm going to match that, and we would need to come down and find support. Preferably here. You could come all the way down to 88,800, 700. That's with that spike right there. That's where I think if it's a liquidity grab and we tick over, that's where we do it at around about 112,000. Okay, I don't think we'd go up to like 115, 120, etc. But it'd be just a couple of $1,000 more. That sits about right where people would put their stop losses if they've been shorting up here, etc. So yeah, watch out for that. And that would actually be a really good fake out where it did something like this. Again, I'm not positing that this is 100% going to happen. This is just one scenario. You come up to about 112,000. It does reject, and then it breaks back down the previous all-time high. That sets up bearish divergence, and then it comes back down to test. I've got a lot of stuff going on here. Comes back down to test the top end of the zag zone, and that happens to align exactly, basically, with that uptrend line from the previous all-time high. And then it does that, fakes everyone out, and then, hey, great, onwards and upwards we go. Otherwise, then you'd be looking at definitely have to find support no lower than there. And then if Bitcoin did that and that, bad. See you later, all over Red Rover. Basically, massive change of, I'd say, market structure, and you're downwards you go. That's something to watch out for. Again, I was just spitballing there, so none of that may happen, but watch out for that 112,000 as a potential fake out point. Okay, a liquidity grab. Anyway, so far it is currently heading up, and now we've just headed up another $400 since we spoke. Okay, so it looks like we're probably making a play for the all-time high. What it does here, how it reacts here, you've really got to be aware, okay? Higher highs, lower highs. Cool? Watch out for your bearish divergence. This could be the last splurts of the gas tank before we have a bit of a retrace. Cool? Let's take a look at altcoins, and I'll do that first by taking a look at the Bitcoin dominance, as I've been doing. We have actually broken through that major area. So we've broken through, and we have yet to test it as support. So that could be still looking good for Bitcoin versus altcoins. So maybe altcoin's not going to outshine Bitcoin yet. Okay, I need to see that tick over very soon. Could one say that is a potential higher high and then a flattening out on the relative strength index, and this is just a little bit of a last push before we head back down? Sure, I needed to cross below 63.2%, and then to say, okay, yeah, great. Altcoin, potential mini altcoin season. Let's take a look at others. The altcoin market minus the top 10. Really interesting here. So I'll go back to the 4 hour. We might be set up for something good. Ooh, it did just do it too. Okay, this is the altcoin market minus the top 10. This is on the 4 hour time frame. I'll show you the daily. Yeah, not necessarily out of the woods just yet. We have yet to come back and test this downtrend line, but we have tested major resistance has become major support. So that's a good sign. Nothing's out of the woods just yet, I would say, on the 4 hour time frame. It's just toying with my emotions. See, here it is on the 4 hour. We've been on this decline, as you can see. We kind of like made an equal high, lower high here. Sorry, I get these all confused. Equal high, lower low, okay, lower high. We've made a higher low. So what I did here, if you take from this low and this high, we actually bounced, I think, exactly off the 0.618, exactly off the bottom end of the zag zone. We've cracked back through it, and then if I take it from this low, this high and this low, we're actually back through the area you would need to be back through. Okay, so between here and here, It has sailed through there. So that's good. We're back through there. We're just finding some resistance at the 0.786 right now. That needs to remain. That needs to hover above and then do that, crack through there. And I'll say, ooh, okay, altcoin's having a little bit of a pump. If we crack back below through 258 billion, then I can say, oh, yeah, okay, maybe not. It was a fake out. What could potentially make it a fake out? Let me show you on the, was it the daily or the 4 hour? It might have been the 4 hour. Yeah, see, we're not out of the woods just yet. I need that to hold. Right there on the 4 hour, I think I was looking at a potential hidden bearish divergence, which might be playing out right here, where, at least on the 4 hour time frame, you have a lower high on the number, on the fiat. Well, it's not the fiat, but the lower high, but then a higher high on the relative strength index. Cool. So there's a potential hidden bearish divergence right there if this is the pivot point. Okay, so that's the thing we don't know just there. So lower high, higher high, potential hidden bearish. I just don't want it to cross 258 billion. Please and thank you. Come down to there, bounce off there, scare us. Fine. Give us a little scare, right? And do that. And then, yeah, looking really good. All right, you'll be looking good for an altcoin pump. So let's remain above 258 billion. Let's go to XRP because I did mention that. That's XPR, not XPR. Let's take a look at XRP. This is the crossover crypto where many people who love precious metals and have been stacking precious metals and who have gotten into crypto after the fact, like me, they love XRP because they believe it's to do with the new payment system that might be coming in. It's an ISO something 22 contract style crypto like XRP and Stellar Lumen. So it's in that vein. Many precious metals people love XRP. That's why I like to do it sometimes. We're just in, look, isn't it amazing? Look at this. We're in absolute trading range, which I've had drawn in here. And where does it happen to line up with? It happens to line up with exactly, look at this, the old school. Again, this is getting a little bit detailed here. Sorry. I'll get rid of all this for you so you can see it a little better. Okay. This high from the 2017 XRP high of $3.30 and the low in March of 2020, which we all know what happened there, of 11.5 cents. This high and this low forms these Fibonacci levels. And gee, all the way here now in 2025, we are still trading within those levels. It's trading between the, whatever that is, the 0.618 and the 0.786. Now, here's the good thing for XRP in the long term, I could say, between this high and this low. Again, looking a little bit detailed here. Between this high and this low, we've already through the zag zone. Okay, so that's your 0.236. That's your zag zone right there. We're already through that, and we've remained basically above that for a good period of time. And it has been forming a base off the top end of the zag zone. That's at that $2.08, $2.10 mark. And we've just been flitting in between the $2.08, been flitting mainly between, the 0.618 here and the 0.786, with a little bit of an outlier to test the previous all-time high. I hate TradingView when I draw something and then I go to move the thing and it's still on the drawing tool. It's the bane of everyone's existence. TradingView, can you fix that somehow? I don't know how you do that, but fix it, please. Give us an option. Right here, 0.618 and the 0.786, and just in the last number of weeks, trading exactly between that range. That's why I call $2.60 my final hurdle for new all-time highs coming soon. Until we break $2.60 and hold above it, I can't say a new all-time high in XRP is coming. Start doing this. Great. Cool. New all-time high. Easy coming. Okay, and it'll be looking really good for XRP. It looks good at the moment on the longer term while it's holding above that 0.618 again from the old school high and the old school low. Anything can happen. We came down to my best buy zone that was at between $1.70 to $1.33. It hit the best buy zone at $1.70. In a range at the moment, got to clear 260, and that's all I need to tell you. If we do break down below $1.33 for some reason, then I'd say probably heading down further. Okay, and your big line in the sand is still at 87 cents, I would say, but That's probably, yeah, no, I'd say if you cross below, that's going to be a pretty, yeah, no, actually, no. I'll leave it at that. So far, looking okay for XRP. What else did I mention? XRP. I mentioned ETH for some reason. Don't know why I did that. And I mentioned Toshi as well. I'll mention those. Any other crypto you want me to take a look at, let me know. Take a look at Toshi. Here is Toshi. I won't use the Dex Screener website. I'll use this one right here. So here is Toshi on the Coinbase chart. Price in USD, 00074 roughly. I like talking about Toshi because it's one of the meme coins that I will be back in a big way if meme coins are going to continue onwards and upwards. Why? Because it's absolutely the meme coin of the base chain, of Coinbase's chain, owned by CEO Brian Armstrong. Brian Armstrong has a cat named Toshi. Some bright spark a couple of years ago now named a meme coin Toshi, and then it got listed on Coinbase just in January this year. Got listed on Coinbase. CEO Brian Armstrong or whoever said, yeah, all right, it's time. So they listed it. And then obviously after the listing, it went through the roof for a bit. Now it's had its consolidation, and it could be its time to continue the rise. I just do need to see it cross through, bare minimum, get into the 0.001 area. Okay, so from this high and this low, looking good. We changed market structure. What was it around about? Well, we actually changed it back here. All right, we changed it back here when we were at 0.22228 something. So then it broke through, changed market structure, started making higher highs and higher lows. Then it made another higher high, a higher low, higher high. So far, a higher low. Okay, that's your big line in the sand right now at that 0.00065. If you start breaking back down below here, you start making now a lower low after there. So, higher low, so far out, higher high, lower high, higher high, lower high, higher high, lower high. If this starts making a lower high then a lower low, that's going to be a change of market structure, and you would say, yep, no, get out. Okay, get out of Tosh, right? But if we just creep up through here and then we get into this zone right here, then you're making another high, and it's just a continuation of the trend. And then you've got this to battle with right here. You'll be looking pretty good. So I would be expecting some kind of resistance here, but then obviously crossing about 0.0016, I'd be saying new all-time high in Toshi coming really soon. You might be in Toshi from back here. You might be in Toshi from back here. Let me know in the comments, in the replies on X and the comments on YouTube. Are you in? Are you back in? Are you out looking to get back in? Have you been in the entire time? Are you just rah Toshi? Because I've got to tell you, the Toshi community, they're really full on in a good way. They are fanboys in the best term, in the best sense of the term. So you guys are amazing. You just don't want to see it close below that 0.00065-ish kind of area. Thanks. Not a good change of market structure. Then you got to find support, somewhere down here. That's it for Toshi. Let's go to comments. Do I have any particular chart requests or anything? Tony says, I know nothing of crypto, but for years I've said XRP is the donkey CBDC rides in on. Oh, I thought you were an XRP fan. Actually, Tony, I might have gotten that wrong. Interesting. Okay, so you reckon if they are going to bring in CBDCs, it'll be on the back of XRP. Hey, mate, you could absolutely be right. Comments, etc. Yes, 4 more likes, people. 4 more likes. At least get me to 20 likes. That would be nice. Wasn't the ZIG backed 40%? Pete, repeat. Wasn't the ZIG backed 40%? I need to know the context in what we're talking about. Tony says gold would have to be $142,000 per ounce to wipe out USA debt. Yeah, you have to have a massive revaluation. Remember how we talked to Chris Dwayne? I did one of the first interviews that Chris Dwayne has done in a very long time. We did that a number of weeks ago now. It was a great chat with Chris Dwayne. He talked about, if you want to wipe out the debt, gold's got to be this, silver's got to be, right? Let's see. I'll go back to your comments because I don't want to go backwards generally. Jason says, wow, what a surprise, a crypto rug. Yes, that happens all the time. Let's see now. Silver was up $1.52. Yes. Stablecoins. Silver tickled. Ooh, tickled. 55, nearly 55 at the end of March. Got to get back to that level first. In terms of Australian dollar price, yes. Friday, they could pass the legislative guidelines for stablecoins, and then it's game on. I would like to know more about that. Endgame, you believe, Tony, is a gold-backed CBDC. That's like, ooh, interesting, and then, ooh, that's a good, oh, gold-backed, ooh, CBDC. 40% backed, gold-backed. Okay, now I know what this 40% is. Must be fully backed at 40%. They are still playing games. BRICS calculated on a 40% gold backed. Interesting. Need to get rid of Keynesian economics and go back to Austrian. Could not agree with you more. Austrian economics is the shiz. No government has enough gold to 100% back their debt yet, but all have laws in place that they can confiscate if needed for economic stability of their countries. Yeah, that's all in there. Final comments? Yeah, everyone head over to Neil's channel as well. You got to wasn't the ZIE back for you? Okay, now it's something different. Let's see. Comments, queries. Esoterically, the donkey represents the mind. If I was to invest in crypto, it would be XRP. Yep, fair enough. Or 1 million leveraged Bitcoin to wipe out debt. Yes. Do we have any Ondo, Joe? I do not hold any Ondo currently. I am looking, I have zero Ondo at the moment, my friend. I got out of, I'm basically out of crypto at the moment. I'm a little bit in, but not Ondo at the moment. It is one I am obviously keeping an eye on. And we're at the hour mark. I probably won't look at Ondo from a price perspective right now. I think, unless there's any other further questions, I am not taking tell it like it is questions today. We told it, I took tell it like it is questions yesterday, and that resulted in an interesting story. But no tell it like it is questions today. Although I can choose what I answer and what I don't answer. But I think we'll just leave it at that today. Thank you. As you can tell, in much better spirits today than yesterday. So thanks for your support yesterday as well for the stuff that I was talking about. That was very nice to get your lovely comments and whatnot. No, I'm not dying. I'm fine. That's it, people. You have been watching Good Morning Stack. Hang on. You've been watching Good Morning Stackers. Higher every time. Just for Jason Ashworth. Good Morning Stackers. Again, brought to you by Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au. Mastering the Markets. Masteringthemarkets.com, of which, because I missed it, you should be heading over to masteringthemarkets.com. Man, how did I miss that one? I usually don't. Mastering the Markets. Amazing courses, okay? The foundational course, the 10-week, the year-long comprehensive course that you should be joining if you want to be a trader. But if you just want to be a better investor, join Mastering the Markets, their next 10-week course. That'll be coming up soonish, okay? Dow Theory Principles and Technical Analysis Foundations. This is headed up by, you know him, you love him, ASX Trader, who I've had twice on the show. I'll be getting him back on the show again, I think, hopefully for a regular monthly stint. That's what I'm pushing for. Hey ASX, hey bro, if you're watching, let's get you on the show again soon, and let's make it a monthly thing. I'll do some rotation with you and some other lovely people. But this is headed up by ASX Trader. He is the head of the school. He was a previous educator, a deputy principal at a school, and big in the education side of things. So he takes those educational principles and actually forms an actual proper educational program to do with investing. Okay, not just these random groups that you join that go, oh, here's what I'm buying today, and here's the reasons. No, they're actually teaching you how to do it yourself. Okay, this is Mastering the Markets, masteringthemarkets.com. And if you don't want to do a course, that's okay. Head over to the Academy. Join for free. Get all their free stuff, which is already publicly available, but all the back-end stuff that you pay for, it's a monthly paid subscription. I'll put a link below when the show's finished, okay, to the sign-up page. For a monthly fee, you get access to all the back-end stuff. The multiple educator calls, okay, twice a week for some of them. You could watch a call every single night, I think it is, or every single day. Look at this. I've just seen this 2 hours ago. Okay, I haven't even seen this one. ASX Trader posted on the back end here. I like to give you a little bit of a back end I like to give a bit of back end. I like to give you a little bit of a backstage look just to whet your appetite with mastering the markets. Okay, so ASX Trader posted here 2 hours ago about SBSW. Okay, so that is that largest platinum producer that we've shown on the show before. Okay, Sibanye Stillwater. Ooh, okay, looks like Sibanye Stillwater is playing out. So this is what ASX Trader has just noticed. Sibanye Stillwater has noticed that it's breaking out of some market structure here. Wow, I haven't been keeping on top of this. So let me show you, for example. It's on my list. SBSW, where are we? There we go, right there. Oh, man, it just did it overnight. Oh, look at this. It's just broken out. So there you go. Here's what you can learn. Here's what you can find out, by being a member of the Mastering the Markets Academy right there. It's just broken out. I would say, and I'll have to read the full thing, ASX Trader will probably say, look, it needs to break out of this area here at about $5.94. You break out of there, you're looking for a really good move. That could be a 100%. He's not saying this. I'm saying this right now because we did do some technicals on this before. If you break and hold through call it $6, then you're probably looking at coming up into the zag zone, and the zag zone is in here between the 0.382 and the 0.236. Oh, I've got it drawn in there, Joe. See, it's drawn in right there. You come into that area right there, and where is the majority of where's the trapped money? The trapped money is right here at the 0.5. So between breaking $6 and here, that's a 100% move. Do you want to double your money in probably, possibly a pretty short period of time? By the end of the year, you could double your money by holding SBSW. Potentially, it's a good sign that this has broken there. That's a great sign. That's why ASX Trader just mentioned it in the backstage post. Excuse me 1 second. I don't want that. Why are you calling me? And if it breaks that $6 mark, looking really good, okay, for a potential 100% move. And you'd find some resistance there. Anyway, that's Sibanye Stillwater. I just did a quick little thing on that because ASX Trader just alerted us to it. So this is the amazing stuff you can get at the academy.masteringthemarkets.com. I'll put a link below. Anyway, back to here and now. Yeah, Jason's backhanded back end comment. I knew that was coming. Whet your appetite from the... Oh, gross. Yes. Glad to see it, GMS. Yep, a good entry under $1 is still good for Ondo. Cool. You showed a lot of bravery yesterday, Joe. Thanks. I won't say any more about that, but thank you. Now, you have watched... Good morning, Stackers! Good morning, Stackers. With me, Joe Main. Get your tasty beverages ready. We shall end the show with the final synchronized slurp for the day, and we also dance it out because who doesn't want to dance right before you have to do other stuff for the day? Ladies and gentlemen, you have watched. Nope, that's the party noise. You have watched.
Good morning, Stack. Oh yeah, we're feeling fine. Good morning, Stack. It's podcast time.
Grab it.
Grab a tasty beverage. Let's get in the groove.
Let's do that.
Synchronized slurp. Now we're
3,
on the
2,
move.
1. Slurp it, people.
Oh yeah,
Love your work. Stay safe, stay informed. Keep stacking whatever you're stacking, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Have a good one.